Now, just a little warning before we begin. There will be major spoilers in this video for the third episode of She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
So if you have not seen it yet and you don't want anything ruined, it is a really good time to click away. Okay, so episode 3 of She-Hulk. Somehow it has gotten worse.
It was supposed to get better. I can see it. Underneath all of the garbage.
know what you're saying.
I can see there was an interesting story.
Where?
I just think it was an interesting story. The whole parole and the
Okay.
lawyer parts I thought were really
Fair
interesting and well handled. I kind of really enjoyed.
I don't know if they were well
the
handled.
loyal part. I don't know, but they were cool.
Well handled. Let me see if I can pronounce that. I don't know if they were well handled because they were kind of made into this. Everything is made into a joke.
It's supposed to be a comedy.
Sure, but comedies are supposed to be funny. I didn't laugh a single time. I didn't see you laugh a single time.
Maybe it was deep down.
It's too. It's too. Yes, too much of something.
I mean, the episode prior would have been fine if they didn't bring Dennis back.
Yes, Dennis is
Why
the
did they
worst
bring Dennis
character
back?
in
We
the
all
MCU.
hate Dennis.
But that's the point. We're supposed to hate Dennis
We are
and
supposed
loathe
to
him
hate
and look
Dennis.
at him as the worst of man. Or men,
True,
I should say.
He can be the worst of man. And you could have one kind of, I guess,
Sure,
douchey
I don't.
guy. But they still like to generalize the everyman as the problem.
Well, the problem is, because it's not like She-Hulk is the first show or movie to ever introduce, douche man, we'll call him, the worst of the... And let's be honest, there are terrible men in the world, right?
There are.
I mean, yes, there are probably Dennises in the world.
But for every one Dennis, how many regular, normal...
That's kind of the problem, because the show's whole kind of
are.
air or feel to it is that men kind of bad, women kind of good.
Dennis.
So when that's your kind of, when that's the groundwork you're laying, you're kind of saying, well, there's a lot of Dennises in the world. This is just kind of, yes, there's some good ones, but there's a lot of Dennises in the world. And maybe there are a lot of Dennises in the world, but there are also billions of men in the world, and there's a lot of not Dennises.
I think even lowballing this day, I think it's a 1 in 100 you're going to run to a Dennis.
I think that's... I mean, it's hard to say. I don't want to get into numbers, but let's be real. How many Dennises have you personally run into in your life? How many have I run into? I don't know anybody.
I think maybe one.
Maybe one. I don't know that I've ever run into anybody
as bad as Dennis.
As arrogant and as kind of just as disrespectful to women all around. I don't know that I've ever run into something quite like that. I guess, and I know he's supposed to be kind of a caricature. Don't get me wrong. He's a parody. I get that, but
yes.
The real life version of that, I don't know that I've ever run into anything quite like that. And I've known a lot of men in my life. I mean, I've had a lot of friends, I've had a lot of coworkers, people you run into in other, situations, school, whatever it is. I don't know that I've ever met anybody quite that bad.
No. That's really, really bad.
Yes.
Like I said, I've run into my fair share of men who are parts of the tropes that Dennis is, but never someone who's fully 100% the full Dennis package.
The full Dennis, yeah. And if your name is Dennis, I'm sorry. If you're listening to this,
oh my
I'm a
gosh,
Dennis.
that better not become a thing, being like, oh, is he such a Dennis?
I don't know, maybe we could turn it into a thing.
Oh my gosh.
A Dennis.
When you find that one...
That guy's just a total douchebag.
He's a total Dennis.
Yeah, that's a Dennis. I mean, we got Chads, and let's make a Dennis. Let's turn it into something.
Sorry, Dennises, you've just been Dennis.
But no, the big problem with this is you can tell it's supposed to be funny. You can tell the intent is to be humorous, and they try so hard that it's not funny. And it's so. I mean, there've been other kind of comedies in the MCU. Like Ant-Man is more of a comedy, right? But Ant-Man is funny, and it can take itself serious. And when it does take itself seriously, it actually works. Like the whole, like you said, the trial thing. That's interesting, right? There's something there.
I enjoyed the trial.
There is something there, but it's treated so silly that it just falls flat.
Well, it was a really cool, interesting issue. The parole of Emil Blonsky.
Agreed.
Somebody who's done horrible, horrible things, but at the same time, he wasn't fully in control. He was kind of used by the government. There was a lot of other things going on at the time that really make you stop and go, oh, let me examine what this was. And how has he reformed? I mean, there's a lot of conditions to his reform, and that was to be expected. I mean, we're just going to let
you can change
Abomination run
want,
free. No, they did want him with an inhibitor, and if you transform, you are coming back to jail. There are actual, not just you're a free man.
There's a story
this was
there.
parole.
There's certainly a story there about what do you do with a supervillain who does act. I mean, not that I think he's actually reformed per se, but I mean, part of the problem is we, of course, have seen pretty much anybody who was watching She-Hulk. Well, maybe not anybody, but most people have seen The Incredible Hulk. They know Blonsky was not a good dude in that movie, right? He was all for, he just wanted to take on the Hulk. He wanted the power. He was all for it, So we know the Blonsky, we know deep down there's probably ulterior motives what Blonsky is doing. And so we know that. But if you can remove yourself from that, and the case she makes is solid, right?
Well, we know he's going to be out, and I'm pretty sure, and I don't know if this was confirmed as fact or not, I think he's supposed to be on the lineup for the Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah,
So he might get recruited. This could be a part of his parole, depending on if the Thunderbolts is going to have any governmental ties. We'll see.
Yeah, we don't know what they're...
There's a lot
something
of
tells me it's going to be
blank
their version of the Suicide Squad in the MCU.
Meh.
Even though that's not exactly what
they need to go
or Dark
Thunder,
Avengers.
yeah.
They do change to Dark Avengers
do.
at one point, yeah.
I just, like I said, buried under all of this stupid, over the top, there is some interesting stuff. And it's just hard that I have to dig so hard to find it because I want to enjoy this. And which is sad because it should tell me I enjoy this, not tell me that you want to enjoy it. I'm just not going to get quite there for you. Because I think it's going to get... every time I think it's going to get better, they'll just tone this down, Maybe just hardcoring this stuff at the beginning. And then they're like, oh my god, we brought back Dennis, and he's a total jerk. And then let's bring in this light elf who's going to impersonate our buddy here and be like, hey everybody, I'm a misogynistic jerk. I love making women feel bad and all that stuff. Why?
I don't know.
Why would even the light elf say this?
Because it's funny.
It's not funny. She should have walked out of there looking like anyone else said something stupid, or he should have walked out of there trying to discredit him as a lawyer or something. Making him look stupid to his coworkers, not just, I'll just walk out here and insult the woman in the office. That doesn't work if anyone who actually knows that person knows he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to, I don't know, they could have just done anything else.
They could have done nothing.
It would have been funnier if they would have had, let's say they would have had him run out of his office in his underwear.
Okay,
And,
I guess.
just run out there looking embarrassed. Oh my god! And then he runs out and goes, that doesn't look like me. Or something like that. That would have been, I would have laughed at that.
You would have laughed at that? I don't know that I would have laughed at that, but...
I don't know.
Maybe we got radically
shooting
different
some ideas
senses of
out.
humor.
I don't know.
Okay,
But they could have had something funnier.
Yes, that's a little too slapstick for me. I mean,
I don't know. That would have been better than what we got.
Okay, so kind of speaking of the humor, do the fourth wall breaks, and look, I know she does it in the comics. I keep people keep taking to the comics. You need to read the comics because she does. We know that, but does that work in this show? And yes, Deadpool does it. Mm-hmm. Deadpool's a different character. It's a different series. It works there.
Yeah. The fourth wall breaks are still a little jarring, but I guess I'm getting more used to them. I mean, I didn't like that she just took her hands off the steering wheel in the beginning one in the car. I was like, oh. If your fourth wall breaks still take place during the real world like they did in the previous one, where her boss was giving her information and she's like, wait, what now? Because she was in the middle of a fourth wall break and missed it. Maybe keep your hands on the wheel. Just put that out there. I've gotten used to them now, so they're not quite so jarring.
Well, I mean, part of one of them was to say, this isn't just going to be the Cameo of the Week show, and
that was the car one.
Yeah, it kind of has been the Cameo of the Week show.
At least she acknowledged it, though.
Yeah.
She also was like, "Oh wait, when is the now? If there's no Cameo next week, I don't even know. I don't know.
Well, we had the Wrecking Crew Cameo.
Well, they're not a cameo. They're clearly a plot point. They're trying to steal Hulk blood. Yes,
because they want to become the real Wrecking Crew, I think.
But they're working for somebody. Probably the Power Broker.
Probably.
I mean, it just
Why
makes
would
sense.
you hire... I mean, come on. They look like some random guys from the street.
Maybe because they are some random guys from the street?
Yeah.
Who, if they fail, she's no skin off her back?
Yeah, but how does the... I mean, you think the Power Broker could find more capable people? Other than some randoms?
Not saying that she won't down the line. Maybe she thought the first try, maybe these random guys could do it. Let them.
I don't know. It's always
they
that
were
weird.
Cheap.
Yeah, I bet you they were real cheap.
I don't know.
Did you mug a Asgardian construction worker? Yes.
Well, because we know the Wrecking Crew from the
Epitome
comics,
of
they were
humor.
all big dudes.
Yeah, they're big dudes. They're big, strong dudes, yeah.
Yeah, big dudes.
That's why I'm saying, is Is that what eventually these are like the precursor to the real Wrecking Crew?
Perhaps.
When they will get their
I
strength.
do like that Wong used to work at Target. On his profile there. It said Sorcerer Supreme. It referenced him being the library at Kamertage. And it said he was a Target associate for like 9 years in Nepal.
Does it have Targets in Nepal?
I guess, why not?
Probably. I don't know. I know there are Targets, Walmarts
Targets
everywhere,
are everywhere.
right? Yeah.
One thing, we forgot to mention this in a couple episodes ago. They finally referenced the Eternals. The Eternals.
Oh, yeah, I know.
On one of those side news articles you see of like, what about that big thing sticking out of the... We're like, oh, finally.
Giant thing that tried to crawl out of the earth?
Yeah, the one where they also possibly referenced Wolverine.
Yes.
Bar fight with metal claws.
Metal claw, yeah. Yeah, that giant creature that tried to claw its way out of the earth. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's fine. It's fine.
It's one of those weird articles that you like, I'm not clicking that.
I like that that's like in the Inquirer when it's like literally you can probably see it on like Google Earth. You can look down and see the giant person trying to crawl out of the earth. Like it's not something you could hide very well, I don't think. Well, then again, it is in the middle of the ocean.
Just a side article.
I don't know.
Man, it doesn't affect me. We don't care.
Yeah.
No, She-Hulk needs to tone down their messaging. We get it at this point. We get it.
Most people got it before.
We get it. She-Hulk.
That's the problem. Most people get it. Like,
well, it's changing her into somebody who's standing up for women's rights to somebody who hates men.
Yeah, but like I said, most people. Most people are pretty decent, right? They believe women and men should be equal and that the world should be as fair
Especially in this
as
day
we
and
can
age.
make it. Yes, that's not like. I don't know that that's as contested as some people want to believe it is.
I understand that that behavior. It does happen to some women. I mean, I'm sure if you talk to 100 women, you're going to get at least 90 to 95 who have some story of catcalling or being treated weird in a bar or
yeah, you've told me stories you've had weird dudes in bars
but
come
most women,
up to you. Sure.
we brush it off.
I know, but here's the thing.
We're strong people.
Bad things happen to men because of women too, right?
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean we should hate all women. As a man, we should hate all women or blame all women for the actions of the few. I have certainly had bad relationship experiences in my life. Really bad, right? I don't blame all women for that. I blame the person who did that to me.
Exactly. You judge people based on their individuality.
Yes.
And if they are personally a scumbag, they are personally a scumbag. But the entire people that they are connected to are not scumbags, just that scumbag.
Yes. Somehow we lost the idea that we should look at everybody as an individual and judge them based off their own actions, not on anything else.
Right.
And as this shows, like just because you make one bad mistake, and granted Abomination or Blonsky, his bad mistake was pretty big, but there can be forgiveness as well. We shouldn't just immediately judge everybody on one bad thing or a couple bad things or whatever we see online about them. We give forgiveness. We have to have understanding. People do dumb things, and we have to understand that not everybody is bad because one person did this. And it's crazy how the world has forgot these things.
Right. What do you think about the Megan Thee Stallion cameo?
I saw people thinking it was going to be like some really big deal, like
that she was going to be a superhero or a big character in there.
There was a lot of speculation.
No, we just confirmed that Megan Thee Stallion exists in the MCU.
Great,
and still seems to be the same performer that she is.
Yes, there was a post-credit scene.
I'm not a fan. I don't really listen to her.
No, I couldn't. Yeah, I don't.
That post-credit scene made me never want to listen
cringe.
to Megan Thee Stallion. I'm sorry if you are a fan. It's just not my cup of tea.
No, that's fine. Like I
by saying not my cup of tea, you probably realize that she wouldn't be my cup of tea.
Your cup of tea is Earl Grey hot.
Oh,
just kidding.
Sorry.
That's Picard. But no, yeah,
Naboo is an Evanescence fan.
You look more, yeah. You have a different taste. You have a weird taste in music.
Music, all over the board.
Don't maybe get into the story of the time you made a party mix. No. And everybody was like, what is this?
And then they started looking through
you felt so bad.
My laptop
you felt
to find
so terrible.
what they called good music.
Because you just went through your massive playlist and you picked out a bunch of songs and everybody's like, well, they're not bad songs, but like this isn't like a party. Now she's getting the sad face. I shouldn't have even brought it up.
I'm sorry.
But you were so upset. And I'm like, it's good music. Nobody's saying it wasn't good, but
right.
You have a different taste in music.
I mean, I like mainstream music too, but
yeah, but we're kind of we're getting off.
No,
the rails
because
again.
I didn't like the end cutscene we were talking about.
I didn't like the end cutscene either. Like to me, it was cringe.
Twerking
it was
in
bad.
her office,
it was
furthering women's rights. I see.
I guess that was the irony of it.
You
to
don't
me,
want people to think poorly of you in the workplace, and you're
Yeah,
twerking
twerking.
in your office with glass walls.
Yes. I guess that's empowering. I don't know. I don't know what's
I don't
empowering
know.
and what's discrimination anymore, I guess. I have no idea.
Everything
I guess I'm just lost.
is everything.
It's whatever you
It's
need
whatever
it to be.
you want to perceive it to
Yes.
be.
Whatever your interpretation is must be
Perception
the
is king.
object reality nowadays. That is... Oh, let's not go off on that
No,
topic.
but like I said, there is an deep underlying parts of She-Hulk that I do really like. It's just really hard to still like them after getting through everything that's in the way. I really liked the case and that Wong incriminated himself.
I like when he lied. That was okay. That was the one part I thought was at least moderately humorous. Is when he was like, "You do realize that breaking out of oh, I gotta go." Okay,
out of here.
That was the most Wong thing I think he did in the episode too. He was kind of a little out of character. He was a little too intentionally funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you are wrong.
I mean, I just remember the Wong from the first Doctor Strange, where he's very moody, but yet he's listened to his Beyonce. So I don't know. Maybe
You
it
might
works.
know Megan Thee Stallion.
He probably does. All right. Well, I guess that's all we've got for you this time. So take to the comments
Come
below.
on, She-Hulk, get better. I feel the story underneath is
Yep.
somewhere, and it's not bad.
Yep.
And you just are layering it with so much garbage.
Is that
Fix
the problem?
it.
Is they just extend? I mean, 9 episodes, like 30-minute episodes. Did they just try to make it longer and extend this thing out for the sake of it, or what is?
Did
Is that
we
the
even
problem?
need the subplot with the light elf?
No, she even acknowledged it was an A and B plot. Like, yeah, it was. We didn't need the B plot.
We didn't need the B plot. We didn't need the light elf plot at all.
I'm assuming sometime later on
Just to
they're
show
going to
that-
use the
that one
elf will
dude's a
help them in
bad
some
guy.
stupid way or something will happen. I'm assuming because that's everything is connected when they do shows like this, or if they'll just be a useless B plot. I don't know.
No, B plot's always connected to the main plot
Yeah,
somehow.
well, it did sort of.
But they're actually heading towards a real story at this point. I feel like they're heading towards one with the
Yes.
wrecking crew showing up and them trying to steal her blood. We know
Yeah.
that's coming. I predicted that before the show even started.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they do get their hands on it. And they take the blood and they become the real wrecking crew. Because if you know anything about the wrecking crew, they are big, strong.
But they're also trying to steal it for someone. They're probably test subjects.
Yes. But anyway, take to the comments below. Tell us what you thought of the episode. Let's talk some Marvel and some She-Hulk. And until next time, thanks for watching.